The home team for this weekend's Challenge Cup final will be the Nottingham Panthers, so let's take a look at how they made it to the final, who's been their star players and how they've got on against their opponents this Sunday. The Panthers head into this week prior to Friday's game against the Devils in 4th place in the league with a record of 27 wins, 22 of which came in regulation, 16 losses and a couple of defeats that came via overtime or penalty shots. They've scored 159 goals and conceded 131, giving them a goal difference of plus 28, and in their last 5 games they have 3 wins and 2 defeats. That being said, let's take a look at how the Panthers made it through to the Cup final. The Panthers started out in Group B and qualified for the quarter-finals, having finished 3rd in the group. Their record from their 8 games was 4 wins, all regulation, 3 defeats and an overtime loss. This began with the overtime loss to the Devils before beating the Storm and then going down 1-0 in Coventry. After this, the Panthers won 3 on the spin before losing their last 2 group games against the Steelers. 3rd place in the group meant that the Panthers played the Brarehead Clan in the quarter-finals, with the first leg played out in Nottingham. This game saw the Panthers run out into a 4-0 lead in the first period and looked to be cruising to the semis before the Clan pulled 2 back in the second period and then took the third period 2-1, meaning that the Panthers travelled to Glasgow for the second leg after a 5-4 win. Less than a minute into the second leg, the Clan had tied things up, but Nottingham went back ahead 13 minutes into the first period before scoring another 4 in a row and taking a fairly comfortable 5-3 win, qualifying for the semi-finals with an aggregate score of 10-7. This set up what looked to be an exciting tie against the Sheffield Steelers, and the first leg was played in Sheffield, but on the night the Panthers ran out to a 3-0 lead in the first period, and from there it only got better for Nottingham, with the score eventually finishing 8-0. The second leg then lost much of its importance, but the Panthers still got the job done, 2 second period goals giving them a 2-0 win and an impressive 10-0 aggregate scoreline. Looking at the players and who's been doing the business for the Panthers on their cut run, we can see that Brad Moran and Juraj Kolnick both lead the way for lighting the lamp, both having scored 6 times in 12 appearances. Stephen Schultz and Andy Bowenbach are just behind them with 5 goals each, also having played in all 12 cup games. Moran and Kolnick also lead the way for assists, having provided 10 helpers each so far, just ahead of Stephen Lee, who has 9. Obviously, this means that Moran and Kolnick are top on points with 16 each, a good 6 ahead of Schultz and Lee behind them. Schultz, Jeff Dimmen and Cam Janssen have spent the most time in the box during the cut run, all having 22 penalty minutes, although Dimmen has only appeared 8 times. Miga Wiegman has been in net for 10 of their cup games and has posted a goals against average of 1.75 along with a save percentage of .944 coming from making 285 stops. Shane Madalora has been in net twice and has a GAA of 2.00 and a save percentage of .941. Sunday's final will be the 9th meeting between Nottingham and Cardiff this year, with the 8th coming on the Friday prior, and here's how the Panthers have fared in their first 7 fixtures. Nottingham have 2 regulation wins and have lost 3 times in the first 60 minutes, as well as an overtime loss and losing a penalty shootout. Perhaps most concerning for the Panthers is that those 3 regulation losses are the last 3 meetings for the sides. During these games, the Panthers have scored 16 times whilst conceding 18 and have taken 238 shots and allowed 180. This gives the Panthers a shooting success rate of 6.7% and means they are stopping 90% of Cardiff shots. Nottingham have been on the power play 22 times and converted 4 of them at a rate of 18.2%, while they've been on the penalty kill 23 times and survived 19 of those at a rate of 82.6%. The Panthers have also managed to score 1 short-handed goal. Penalty minutes have been shared fairly evenly between the sides, with the Panthers receiving 120 and the Devils 137. Lastly, should the final go to penalty shots on Sunday, there have been 3 each during the 7 games, the Panthers failing on all of theirs while the Devils have converted once. Kolnick has been the leading goalscorer against Cardiff, having found the net 4 times, while Moran shares the lead for assists with Matt Myers and Evan Mosey, all having provided 3 helpers. Kolnick has 6 total points in the 7 games, ahead of Myers and Mosey with 5 each. Jeff Waugh has spent the most time in the penalty box with 21 PIMs in 5 appearances. Wiegman has appeared in 6 of the games against Cardiff, recording a goals against average of 2.36 and a save percentage of .910. In his 1 game against the Devils, Madalora conceded 3 times, making 22 saves at a rate of .880. That's just about everything there is to look at from the Panthers' point of view. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, why not check out things from the Devils side here, or follow the link in the description. And why not subscribe to catch more stat and fact-based EIHL and other sports videos in the future. Bye for now.